Hey petrolheads, it seems that every person on this planet already fell in love with the third generation of Range Rover. It is extremely hard to find a content creator in the automotive industry who doesn't adore this car. Jeremy Clarkson uses it on his farm. It would be wrong not to mention the royal family. And also, I owned this car just several years ago and really regret selling it. I believe it is not a subject to discuss whether this car is going to be a future classic. For sure it would be. You can just have a look on the results, on the prices and the demand for the first and the second generation of Range Rover. But nowadays you can purchase L322 generation, third generation of Range Rover for less than £5,000, euros. Really cheap. And you can find a good car for approximately 10k. The only question is what car, what model year, what facelift to buy. Because for sure it would be a great car to drive right now. It would be extremely comfortable, quite powerful with some engines, and you would enjoy it a lot. But Range Rover of the third generation has a really tough story. And it all began with BMW Corporation. In 2002, Land Rover presented the third generation of Range Rover, which shared a lot with BMW. And first of all, V8 4.4-liter engine, which is well known for being really unreliable. Of course, it all depends on the usage of the car and the maintenance history, but some of these engines couldn't run even 100,000 kilometers. And also, it shared a lot of electronics with BMW, and the first years of production, these cars were really a headache for the owners. And still, there are a lot of problems with these cars. And that is the most tricky thing in our topic, because usually when you are looking for a collectible car for a future classic, you are looking for the first years of production. They are more demanded from the collectors because it's an original car, original shape, how it was developed first of all. And here with the Range Rover, I believe that that wouldn't be the best choice. By the way, in the first 3 years of production, transmission was also a problem. The 5-speed automatic transmission made by ZF also had some problems. After 2005, it was replaced by 6-speed transmission and it became much better. To be honest, I truly believe that the third generation of Range Rover started only from 2006. The thing is, they didn't only change the transmission, they changed almost the whole car. They started to install fantastic Jaguar engines, 4.4 naturally aspirated and 4.2 turbocharged engines. Also, terrain response system appeared only after 2006. So all we love in the third generation of Range Rover came up only after the first facelift, except for the V6 turbo diesel engine, which had some problems with the turbocharger and wasn't really reliable. So, talking about the first facelift, naturally aspirated 4.4 or 4.2 turbocharged V8s made by Jaguar were excellent. And then in 2010, Range Rover got the huge update, the second facelift. And I believe that after it became a real masterpiece, because it got a 5-liter engines, both naturally aspirated versions and compressor versions. And they are great. I personally owned a 2010 car with a naturally aspirated V8. It was brilliant, it was very well maintained, it was with a mileage about 170,000 kilometers, and there was absolutely none of serious problems in the whole history of this car. We are talking about Land Rover, just remember, we are not talking about Toyota. It was 12 years old car with a mileage 170,000 kilometers and no problems, only the regular maintenance. I think that the third generation of Range Rover after the second facelift became the most beautiful out of them all. And of course they are all brilliant, but with this modern optics in the classic shape, it just came to an excellence as I see it. The only thing that can disappoint you in the second facelift is probably the digital dashboard that looks extremely outdated nowadays, and analog in the first facelift and the pre-facelift was extremely better. But that's maybe the only one problem of this car. Could you imagine it? We are talking about Range Rovers. And by the way, they had a great diesel after the second facelift. 4.4 turbo diesel engine is extremely great. Overall, I must say that you can purchase any car starting from 2006 except for the turbo diesel, V6 turbo diesel, and they would be extremely reliable for European cars, let's put it that way. The air suspension is absolutely alright. It can last for more than 200,000 kilometers without any problems. Just clean it properly and you are good to go. There are no problematic things in this car. Yes, it's not a Land Cruiser, but you can enjoy it much more. I think that the only reason these cars are still extremely cheap right now is just because it was extremely popular model and there were more than 200,000 units produced. So it's not a rare car. But they are still in common use. A lot of cars are ruined already. For sure it would be demanded in future. Now you can purchase a car for $10,000, euros or pounds in an excellent condition or close to excellent. And for sure in 10 years you would pay for it at least 20k. The prices for this model already started to increase because, for example, I bought my Range Rover in 2022 for approximately $7,500. And it was in almost an excellent condition. It was with original mileage of 170,000 kilometers with no repainted panels. Also, it was all serviced by agency. And the only thing that you had to repaint the front bumper and make a polish. And I bought it as one of the cheapest cars on the market. I sold it and I regret about it. And now I'm looking for such car for more than a year and I cannot find anything on my small UAE market. I am ready to pay even more, something like 10-11k, but all good options start from approximately 15k. Once again on my small market. And still you have some questions to this car. But you can be more lucky than me in this case, because I'm sure that in the US, in the UK, on European market, you can for sure find a good option, maybe not exactly now, but if you look for this car for some time, you'll find a good option for less than 10k. And it would be a brilliant car to drive right now. It would be a future classic. It already looks like that, I would say. And you can get some money. Your car would be more rare, more exclusive, and more expensive. I think it's a great situation and a great time to buy such car right now. What do you think? Please write in comments. Your like would support channel a lot, and subscribe for more. Thank you and see you soon. Or right now if you click one of these two videos. I hope you will enjoy them as well. By the way, guys, what cars do you think are a future classic and still cheap right now? Please write in comments and I can make a video about this car.